What is up, guys? So I had a request from someone who wanted me to show some of my invoked fossil deck gameplay, and so I thought, okay, why not? I'll drop some of that for you guys so you know exactly what you're working with, what kind of things you should be doing with it. So here I've got a matchup against Eldlich, and Eldlich is a great matchup for this deck. I mean, already invoked versus Eldlich isn't too bad because obviously you can be banishing their Eldlich, the Golden Lord, with your invocations, which is nice. But obviously now I've got Fossil Fusion to do it as well, because Fossil Fusion obviously likes banishing cards from your opponent's graveyard. So I've got basically 2 DD Crows against them. I mean, and you see in him here, he's negating a lot of my spells, but in spite of that, I'm still doing a lot. And I mean, that's one of the big strengths of this deck. It's just full of a lot of kind of 1 and 2 card combos. So it's 1 card combos, 2 card combos, and hand traps. And so what it means is that it's very easy to just play that resource game against your opponent. So you can see here, it's like he's negated a lot that I've done, but I've still managed to kind of get through that and deal with him. And he hasn't really managed to put anything on me yet. He's already running through a lot of resources. So again, another Alistair, another negation. But again, I don't really care that much. I'm pretty sure he can't kill me. And that's another thing about Eldlich. They can OTK, but not amazingly. It takes a little bit of effort. That's kind of why you add the numerals them now. And then I've got a Shatos, and getting a Shatos on the board against Eldlich especially is just game, because then you can just declare zombie. Now they can't use their traps, they can't bring out their Golden Lord. What they're gonna do now, one thing you're gonna see me do a lot with the Nemesis cards, whenever I have Nemesis, Flag and Umbrella and I've just used their Shatos, I'm always gonna link off their Shatos, then add it back to my hand with Umbrella. And the reason why I do that obviously is because I don't want my opponent to banish my Shatos and put it back in the deck or whatever. I want to keep him in my hand, I want to keep that advantage game going. So that's why you're gonna see me do that a lot. I play 3 flags, so it doesn't matter if Flag is in my graveyard, but Shatos, I generally want him in my hand. If he's banished, obviously I can get him back, but in my hand is best. So again, the same thing again. It's like I've put it out and he makes a misplay here. Shatos is not able to be destroyed by card effects, and that's both card effects, both yours and the opponent's. That screws him over, and then I get the victory because again he is locked out. So let's move on to another replay, and this is going to be against Pendulum. Now again, this is another quite easy matchup because I just play a lot of hand traps and a lot of kind of starter cards that it's just hard to deal with. So this guy, I mean, his build was, I can't even deny, his build was a bit weird. I mean, I can even see Bestiary in his hand now. I don't know why. Or Bestiary, you guys can let me know if I'm saying that right. I don't know why he's playing that card. I feel like it's just super slow. I think it's got an effect if it's destroyed, yeah, but no one's going to be blind popping back row like that, especially against Pendulums, because you know they didn't play anything relevant in the back row most of the time. But yeah, so he uses that Bestiary, he gets his 2 spell cards, so I guess that's a search, which is nice. But yeah, he's going to go into that. Now, what's actually funny here is that him putting up Secret Village does screw me over a little bit because it really slows down my plays. It means that I'm forced to normal summon my Veiler instead of my Alistair. And he's smart here by just kind of letting the meltdown go through because there's no risk to him in that situation. But obviously, I'm just going to drop that Secure Gardener just for a bit of protection. Obviously, we like having Gardener on the field just to kind of stop us getting immediately shafted. And then obviously he's added the knowledge to his hand, but he hasn't got anything to do with that knowledge, so it does not matter. And again, this is the issue with Pendulum. It's like you're stuck with a kind of, unless you have 3 or 4 kind of cards in your hand, you haven't actually got much you can do, especially now. Pendulums is really a 1 card, a kind of 4-5 card combo deck. Now it doesn't really do 1 or 2 card combos anymore, which is a big weakness of the deck. So especially in game states like this, I'm just going to end up winning because he needs to draw something insane to kind of put any pressure on me, and my Skullgias is massive. He can't be over it, it's not using the effects, and if he puts his monsters in defense, it's going to do double piercing damage. I don't know why he didn't just attack into my Alistair, the Invoker, but whatever. Either way, I don't think he had it. There was just nothing he could really draw to make a difference. I mean, yeah, again here, he's going to negate my meltdown. It doesn't matter. This card's in defense. I'm going to ping him in the face for 4,200 damage, and that's him gone. So the last one I'm going to show you is a matchup against Salamangreat. Now, Salamangreat is another really good example of just how strong this deck is. And this is actually quite a hard game. So game 1, this guy destroys me. I'm just not able to get anything on board. So this is game 2 now. And you're going to see, again, it's just the real strength of this deck. So obviously, I've opened pretty much the nuts. I've got a Terraforming, an Alistair, and an Invocation hand already. On top of that, I've got Nibiru and a Phantasme. And Salamangreat, that's one really good thing about Salamangreat. If I have Nibiru, I know that I'm in a good position because it's hard for them to play around Nibiru. They just can't do much. They can recover from it, but Nibiru really stops them from doing a lot. So obviously he's going to drop all of this nonsense on the board. I'm just going to Nibiru that and not have to worry about him next turn. Now, I was hoping I could OTK him, but unfortunately he has Nibiru as well, which is going to deny me the OTK, unfortunately. But as you can see, I'm going to be kind of just doing my regular invocation combos. I mean, ironically enough, if he didn't have the Gazelle or any Saladin monster and the Rage as well, he wouldn't have been able to stop my OTK, because that's why I actually put the Macabre out to negate a potential Nibiru that I thought he might have. But it doesn't matter, whatever. He stops me getting the OTK, but he's not in the best position, and I'm in a pretty good position so far because I've still got an Alistair in hand, I can still make plays. So obviously I'm going to go into, again, Alistair. I can't OTK him anymore because I've used a lot of my resources, but I can still kind of do a little bit. So I'm going to go into Vacation, and I'm going to go into the Orgoades. This card is amazing, obviously, because it's going to let me destroy the Nibiru and just attack him. And Orgoades is nice because it's going to slow down his plays, but he really actually does smart here. So what he does is he summons Pancratops and actually lets me destroy it with Orgoades, and that was so smart because it meant that obviously I'm not going to stop his Salad plays, and so he gets to do a full kind of Salad rotation. But unfortunately, that means that his Roar is banished, so he couldn't put that down, and Rage is a lot less of a problem to deal with. So then again, another normal summon of Alistair and Invoker. Now you see here, what I do is I go straight into battle phase because I don't want to sort of commit too much to the board, because I know he's just going to rage out my board if I do, so it's just not worth it. And I'm pretty sure he can't OTK me heavily from here, and I've also got Phantasme in hand. So I'm just kind of like, you know what, I'll play it slow, I'll play it safe, I'll see what happens going forward from here. So obviously he's going to go into another play. I'm going to negate that, and again, just denying his traps from getting on the board, it really slows down the plays. It makes it hard for him to do too much to me, and it's just kind of really easy to just kind of keep recycling and grinding. Now at this stage I am a bit worried, obviously, because I've gone through a lot of my fuses and I haven't seen the Nemesis size of my deck for recycling, but I managed to put up a respectable board of Magellantica and Kaliga. So obviously I'm locking him from using too many effects with Kaliga. Magellantica is a big body, and I think he just surrenders at one point because he realized that he just can't really do much against me. I mean, I bring out Phantasma as well, that's more advantage. Yeah, that's pretty much game. I think he just knew that it was game from there. So let's move on to that game 3 of that Salad match. So we go into this, and I open the real nuts in this, and I mean look at this hand. I've got incredible hand traps. I've already got a Nemesis, and I open a Mystic Mine as well. He opens okay. I mean, he has the DDR. DDR is not or DDG, sorry, is not an amazing card against my deck. And then there you see as well, I Ash the Gazelle. Again, all I really care about is denying him getting those Salad traps, because it means he can't engage. And I was surprised he actually used his Roar on my cave, on my Spell Mining cave. I think it wasn't worth it. I think he should have saved that, because especially against Salamangreats, Mystic Mine is not an amazing card, and I can't play actually that much under it either. So I feel like he could have left it, but I don't know. Maybe a better Salad player than me could tell you why. But obviously he's going to go into his combos again, and I know that's going to give me the Phantasma. And this is the problem with Salad players. They overextend here. I knew he was going to extend, so I was like, you know what? All I have to do is wait for him to bring out 2 Link monsters and use that Phantasma. Then I get to draw into my Nibiru, and that's going to be game. I already know from here I've pretty much won. I've got Flag in my hand to bring out my Shatos, and I've got a Nibiru. He can't do much. Ghostbot also coming in clutch to the nice stuff. So I let him overextend here. I'm like, you know what, dude, do everything you want to do. So obviously he uses access code, banishes 2, destroys 2. He wants to go into battle phase. I'm like, nah, mate, you're getting Nibiru'd. And so I mean, the game is pretty much over from now, because now he's just used all his resources for nothing. I'm going to bring out Flag. I know his back row can't do much. Bring out a Shatos. Declare Rock. Now the Rock, that was silly. I probably shouldn't have declared Rock in that situation, but it doesn't even matter. I mean, this is actually, again, another time where it really kind of highlighted to me I need to be playing that Reprodocus in my deck as the thing I link into with my Nemesis cards, because again, I'm going to bring out the Umbrella, use the Umbrella, attack with these cards, and then use the Flag and the Shatos to link into a Link 2, and then use Umbrella to add the Shatos back to hand. So again, if I had Reprodocus, for example, I could have made that and then just locked him out of Cyberses and basically won the game. So he draws Will of the Salamangreat, and I'm already in an okay position here, obviously having a Shatos in hand anyway, but what makes it even better is I draw a second Lightning Storm here. I mean, his other set didn't matter that much, but the second Lightning Storm just really made it so that he could not stop me whatsoever. No matter what the other set card was, he wouldn't have been able to stop me kind of bringing out that Shatos again and locking him out of the game again. So once again, obviously declare Cybers, he's screwed here. He draws, then he realizes I've used all my resources. Even if I had resources, I can't summon, and so that ends up being game. Yeah, I mean, this deck is insane, guys. So I'm going to show you the build. There is a few changes, a few minor changes since the last time. I would say there are 3. So the biggest one is I no longer play the level 6 fossil. I've just removed him completely. I've also removed Abyss Dweller, and the cards I've put in are Reprodocus, obviously, and Elsium. Reprodocus because it's going to facilitate that lock with Shatos, or if you're playing the other one, whatever the other one's called, then yeah, again, it's going to facilitate those locks. And Elsium just because it's very easy to bring out, and it's non-target and non-destructive removal, which is always going to be amazing. The second change I've made is I've taken out Time Stream since I'm not playing the level 4. I'm not playing level 6 fusion anymore, sorry, and I've put in Skullmeister instead, which is just a generically good hand trap. Ghostball and Skullmeister I think are a lot better this format than I realized initially. I do really like having them in my deck, and I think even Gamma has really good synergy with Nemesis, as I mentioned before, but I think even Gamma might not need to be there anymore, just because again these ones are just so much better. But yeah guys, that was some gameplay of my Invoked Fossil deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, try this deck out. I'm telling you now, this is definitely going to be a meta contender. You could definitely handle some kind of regional levels. I don't know, we might even see someone handle this deck at YCS or something like that if we have a YCS again soon. So guys, don't forget to like this video, show me some love for meeting the needs of the people. Comment, let me know what you want to see next. You know I'm here working, grinding out for you guys. I've definitely got stuff to do for you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I've got some insane profiles coming for you soon. I've got some Zephyr decks, 10 years, Metafist. I've got so much coming for you. So guys, I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.